Each of us has encountered situations where someone's words or actions have hurt our ego and hurt us alive. It's like a blow under the breath, unpleasant and hurtful. But imagine if we could perceive these jabs not as a defeat, but as a signal to awaken our inner strength. That's what Stoicism teaches, an ancient philosophy that gives us the tools to turn life's adversities into stepping stones for personal growth. Stoics know how to distill the lead ore of resentment into the gold of wisdom and peace of mind. Today we will share the most important principles of this teaching. If you want to become a person who stands out from others, who everyone looks up to not only for his words but also for the way he lives his life, then you've come to the right place. Before we get to the point, if you haven't already, take a second to click the like button and subscribe to our channel. It's just one click for you, but it means a lot to us. Now let's dive into these time-tested strategies and change how the world sees you, and more importantly, how you see yourself in it. Disrespect is like a bitter pill we sometimes have to swallow, isn't it? It can cause us to feel a storm of emotions, anger, confusion, maybe even a little resentment. It's only natural to feel upset when someone throws shade in our direction. After all, we are human. But here's a thought. What if we could see disrespect as noise? Just background noise. Stoicism teaches us that our true power lies not in drowning out the noise, but in becoming indifferent to it. It's not about building walls, but about allowing the noise to pass through us without leaving a trace. When someone disrespects us, they are often just projecting their inner turmoil, their storms. It's not really about us. The Stoics, like a wise man in the midst of a hurricane, remained calm. They knew something profound. The only thing we really control is not what happens to us, but how we react to it. So when the winds of disrespect howl, remember that it is in your power to remain intact. You are the calm at the center, the master of your world. In the next few minutes, we're going to talk about how to not just survive disrespect, but thrive in spite of it. So take a deep breath, exhale, and let's embark on this journey with a calm, confident strut. Lesson number 1. Emotional detachment. There is something very powerful about a calm mind in the face of provocation. It's like an invisible shield. A stoic shield, if you will. So how do you forge that shield? It all starts with emotional detachment, the basic principle of Stoicism. Detachment may sound a little cold, but it's not about being unemotional. It's about not letting your emotions dictate your actions. Imagine you are in the middle of a busy street. People are rushing past, or noise, or chaos. But you are just walking along. You see the hustle and bustle, you hear the noise, but you are not immersed in it. That is detachment. Let me share a little story. I got some pretty harsh words once, and it hurt. But then I remembered Marcus Aurelius, who said, "You are in control of your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will gain power." I took a deep breath and visualized my stoic shield. I chose to respond rather than react. I addressed the problem, not the insult. And the result was much more constructive. That's the thing. When we keep our composure, we control the narrative, we dictate the pace. And therein lies our true power. It's not about what comes at you, it's about how you choose to meet it. So the next time you find yourself under fire, remember your stoic shield, embrace detachment, keep your composure, and watch your problems become a little less daunting. Lesson number 2. Self-reflection. Have you ever heard the saying, when you point one finger, you get 3 fingers pointed back at you? This is not just a quaint idiom. It's a call to introspection, an essential step in our Stoic journey. Let's delve into it together. Visualize your life as a series of mirrors, each reflecting not only your image, but your thoughts, your decisions, your core values. Now take a moment, really take a moment, to look into those mirrors. What do you see? Do your actions reflect a person living by their principles? Let's try a few things. Close your eyes. Think back to a recent conflict or tense moment. Did you get it? Now think about whether your actions were a true mirror of your values, or perhaps they reflected something that you may not be very proud of. It is in these moments of quiet reflection that growth happens. For example, I once found myself involved in a heated discussion. Instead of lashing out at my interlocutor, I paused and asked myself, is this consistent with my values of respect and understanding? This moment of reflection turned a potential battlefield into a garden of mutual respect. It's not about being perfect, it's about being aware. When we align our actions with our values, we become the architects of a life that is not only admirable to others, but also satisfying to ourselves. Therein lies the power of reflective mirrors. The Stoics placed great emphasis on virtue. It's not just high morals. It's the foundation of a life well lived. So keep those mirrors clean and clear. This is how we build a life that truly reflects who we are and who we aspire to be. Agents of peace and worshippers of inner strength. Your lesson number 3. The power of the pause. Let's talk about a superpower that we all have, but that we often overlook. The power of pause. You know how in movies the hero sometimes moves in slow motion while everything else whizzes by? This is about you. Every time you choose to pause before you respond, it's like you're hitting life's slow motion button to give yourself time to think, to process, to choose wisdom over impulse. Try doing that right now. Inhale, hold your breath, and exhale. This simple pause can be the difference between escalation and a calm decision. It's a buffer zone where wisdom can step in and take the helm. Here's a practical tip. The next time you're about to react, especially if it involves an irascible, imagine there's a big red pause button in front of you. Press it. Give yourself that precious moment. Ask yourself, will what I'm about to say bring peace or more chaos? And here's a little secret for you. In that pause, you will discover an insight that was unnoticed in the heat of the moment. It is there, in the quiet spaces between our words, that wisdom likes to hide. Remember, a pause is not just silence. It is an active engagement with your inner sage. It's a choice to listen before you speak. Not just responding to life, but responding to life with intention. Lesson number 4. The power of humor and smiling. Next, we will dive into the world of the disarming power of humor and a smile. Imagine this. Someone throws a disrespectful ball in your direction, and instead of frowning, you respond with a smile. Instead of a curt response, you offer a light-hearted retort, and you just reclaim your power. That's the magic of humor. It's like an unexpected breeze on a sweltering day. Think of humor as a shield and a smile as a sword. They protect you not by attacking but by transforming the energy of the moment. But remember that you must use these tools wisely. Humor is not about belittling another person or situation. It's about shifting perspectives, finding the bright spots even in the darkest of times. Before you make a joke, consider whether it will lighten the load or weigh it down. Empathy is your guide. Humor is your companion, not your weapon. And remember that a genuine smile has more power than you realize. It is the universal language of kindness that can turn walls into windows, allowing understanding to shine through. So as you navigate life's ups and downs, stock up on humor and a smile. Use them to paint disrespect in the colors of joy and camaraderie. Lesson number 5. Rationality instead of emotion. Now let's dive into something extremely important: choosing rational responses over emotional reactions. This is about virtue, not revenge. Imagine someone has wronged you, and your first impulse is to strike back, right? But what if you choose reason instead? What if you respond not with the fervor of anger, but with the equanimity of wisdom? It's like being in a boat in a raging sea. You can't calm the storm, but you can steer the boat. That is what rational response is all about. Let me share a real-life example. There was a time when I was unfairly criticized at work. I was hurt and wanted to take revenge. But then I remembered the saying of the Estonian philosopher Seneca: "The best revenge to be is to be unlike the one who did the injustice." So I took a deep breath and chose a calm, reasoned response. And guess what? It turned the whole situation around. This is not about suppressing your emotions. It's about not letting them control you. It's about acting in accordance with your values, not just your feelings. And remember, every time you choose reason over reaction, you strengthen your stoic muscles. You become the kind of person who is admired for your calmness, your wisdom, your unwavering peace. So the next time you are tempted to react to a situation, you pause. Ask yourself how a wise person would act, and then do it. It's a simple but powerful way to live Stoicism. We're not just talking about philosophy, we're talking about real-life skills. Skills that will make you not only a better Stoic, but a better person. Lesson number 6. Acceptance. Let's talk about what makes a difference. Acceptance. When props talk about acceptance, it's not about giving up or being passive. It's about accepting life as it is, not as we want it to be. Think of it like gardening. We can plant the seeds, water them, but we can't control the weather or how fast they grow. That is acceptance, doing your part of the work and giving up the need to control everything else. In Stoicism, this is a key point. We learn to accept what we can't change and focus on what we can, ourselves, our actions, and our attitudes. It's about shifting the focus from control to personal growth. Let me give you an example. One day, I was faced with a situation that did not go according to plan, despite my best efforts. I felt frustrated. Then I remembered the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who said that what matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it. So I accepted the situation and focused on learning from it. This change of perspective was liberating. Acceptance doesn't mean you stop trying. It means you begin to adapt. It's about finding peace in the process and not just the outcome. It's about evolving, regardless of what life throws your way. So the next time you are faced with something that is out of your control, take a deep breath and accept it. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this help me evolve? This is the Stoic way. Remember that every situation, good or bad, is an opportunity for growth. Acceptance is the soil in which wisdom and peace blossom. Lesson number 9. Empathy. Let's dive into the most important aspect of Stoicism, the key to better human relationships: empathy. It's about truly understanding what the other person is getting at, especially in conflict. Imagine you are involved in a heated argument. It's easy to get lost in your point of view, right? But empathy is like stepping into the other person's shoes, even if they are too big or small. It's not just understanding their words, but also their feelings, their point of view. Empathy doesn't mean you always agree, but it does mean that you are willing to listen, really listen. For example, imagine that your friend is upset about something you think is nothing. Instead of brushing it off, try to understand why it's so important to him or her. This is empathy in action. Here's a Stoic twist. Marcus Aurelius said, "Whenever you are about to find a flaw in someone, ask yourself the following question: what is my flaw most like the one I am about to criticize?" That empathy mixed with introspection. It's powerful, and sometimes it's hard. But here's the thing. Practicing empathy can turn conflicts into opportunities for growth, both for you and the other person. So the next time you find yourself in a difficult situation with someone, take a deep breath and choose empathy. Listen, not only to respond, but also to understand. You will be amazed at the difference it will make. Empathy is not just sympathizing with someone, it's empathizing with them. And it's a step toward a more understanding, more stoic, and more connected world. Lesson number 10. Setting boundaries. Now we come to a topic that is vital to our well-being and peace of mind. Setting boundaries. The Stoic way. Let's make one thing clear. Setting boundaries does not mean building walls around yourself. It's more like drawing lines in the sand. It means saying this is okay and this is not. Think of it like tending a garden. You decide what should grow and what doesn't belong. They help you respect yourself and teach others to respect you too. But how do you set those boundaries without appearing aggressive? It's all about the approach. It's like saying, I value your opinion, but I need to do it my way. It's firm, but kind. It's clear, but respectful. No drama, just mutual respect. Setting boundaries is a skill, and like any skill, it takes practice. Start small. Be clear about your needs, and remember, it's not just about saying no to others. It's about saying yes to yourself, your peace, your space, your growth. So take your stand, draw your lines, but not with aggression, but with a quiet assertiveness steadfastly. And watch how it transforms your life and relationships. Boundaries are not barriers. They are bridges to life, full of respect and dignity. Let's keep building them together. We've been through 8 powerful lessons, standards. Let's look back at what we learned. First, keep your composure. Remember that your Stoic shield is calm in the midst of chaos. 2, self-reflection. Look in the mirror at your actions. Align them with your values. 3, the power of pause. Before you react, hit the pause button and let wisdom in. 4, humor and smiles. Disarm disrespect with a smile. Use humor to show honesty, but wisely. 5, rational response. Choose reason over reaction. Let your virtues guide you. 6, acceptance. Accept what you cannot change and focus on your development. 7th, understanding through empathy. Put yourself in other people's shoes. 8th, setting boundaries. Draw boundaries with respect and kindness. As we wrap up this video, we encourage you to take these lessons to heart. Reflect on them, practice them, and grow with them. Every day is a new opportunity to embody these Stoic principles in your life and become a person that everyone admires. And remember, you are not alone on this journey. You are part of a community that values wisdom, strength, and personal growth. Share your thoughts, struggles, and victories in the comments below. We are here to learn from each other. If you found value in our journey today, please click the like button, subscribe to us to learn more, and share this video to spread the wisdom. Every click, every action helps us grow our community of modern Stoics. Thank you for being here, for taking this step for the better. Until next time, keep cultivating your inner strength, pursue wisdom, and let's all grow together.